Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be looking at a cryptic crossword from Lovatts Daily. This is the Wednesday, the 30th of April. This should be a good starter crossword, cryptic crossword. So anyone who's new to them, let's see what we got. So as a reminder, all cryptic crossword clues, you tend to have two clues within the clue. One tends to be a strict definition, like a standard word search, standard crossword. One tends to be some wordplay or a secondary clue. So what have we got? Protests about articles. Protests about articles. The key here is just we find an inroad into the crossword and then start using, and then to take the crossing letters and start building this out. Hidden inside, Kim passed dead end. So the word we've got hidden inside here, which is indicating some sort of position. We've got then Kim passed, and we've got dead end. So I believe dead end is going to be our definition. We've got impasse. This is one reason why Lovatts is a little bit of an easier crossword. It does highlight where your answer is correct on an individual clue basis. We've got some crossing letters here. Let's give the short one. Am up from the bottom to see a mountain lion. I mean, this is one thing I don't like about Lovatts. Sometimes the surface reading of the clues doesn't really make a lot of sense, and it's more about just delivering the definition and the wordplay and not making it feel like it could be a normal sentence. So am up from the bottom. If we take am up and put that upside down, so A-M-U-P, we get puma, which is a mountain lion. I'm going to shy away from this long one, I think. We'll try and get another couple of crossing letters before we do it. What a day might seem like for a dog who's lost his tail. Interminable. What a day might seem like for a dog who's lost his tail. I'm guessing that our definition is interminable. A dog who's lost his tail sounds like we're taking a word for a dog, maybe a breed, and taking the last letter off. I'm not sure. Let's come over here. Moving very slowly in thatching without that inside. Okay, so without that inside. Again, I don't really like the surface reading of the clue. Moving very slowly and thatching without that inside doesn't make a lot of sense. What's saying it's crawling through the roof, but what's not in? Without that inside, we'll take the word that out of thatching. That gives us ching, which doesn't make much sense. But we do have this in, which could be read as kind of the dividing word between the bits of the clue. But here I think is part of the wordplay, so inching, moving very slowly. Attach Adolf's extremities to a predicament. Okay, so Adolf's, I mean, this one at least the surface reading can mean something. Like, I don't think it makes a lot of sense, but Adolf's extremities is going to be the extremities of the word Adolf, AF. If we attach something, we affix it, and a predicament can be a fix. So predicament, fix, affix, meaning attach. Got an F for this one now. Takes paces from past if fences become rigid. Takes paces from past if fences become rigid. Oh, I'm not sure on this one either. Let's come to this one and see what we've got. Spell tact coming in a different way to philatelic hobby. I mean, philately is stamp collecting. So in a different way here, looks like it's going to be an anagram indicator, and spell tact coming looks like it's going to be stamp collecting. So let's go for that. Oh, would help if I spelled stamp correctly. That gives us some good crosses. Recess is mostly a lapse. Okay, so the word lapse, if we take most of that, in this case we're going to take the L off, we'll get apse, which is a type of recess, one that you find in a church, I believe. Not a good place, hang about, though some has. I think this one's missing a word, not a good place to hang about, though some have done so as gravity permits. So, okay. It's useful in here to know some things that can be shortened. So gravity can be shortened to G. That's a physics abbreviation. So the force G is 9.8, but here G permits. I'm going to use the word allows. And that gives us gallows, which is not a good place to hang about, although some have done so. Gallows being the implement by which you hang someone. Fold a broken plate. So the word broken here makes me think that it's an anagram, and both fold A and plate have 5 letters, so and have an L, so it could be either one of those that we're using as our anagram fodder. Fold plate. An F, an L, and a D feels like a really tough set of letters. Like plate feels a bit easier. If you fold something, then you pleat it. There we go. Or a short one, that might be easy. Alternating characters. I'm immediately thinking here we're taking every other letter in something. Alternating characters make perch hook resound. So I mean we've got this C, and there's a C there. So if we take, and that's letter 4. So if we take letters 2, 4, 6, and 8 in this, then we do get echo, which is a resound, if you will, or resound. Some consideration for a wild, hot thug. Some consideration for a wild, hot thug. So at surface reading, we're thinking about a bad person, a thug who's wild and hot. Is he overheated? Is he attractive? Don't know. So wild here is an anagram indicator. Hot thug, we are anagram fodder. And let's go for thought, meaning some consideration. Okay, Pacino is a conservative. So Pacino often refers to Al Pacino, and especially in Lovatts, they do enjoy just putting that in. So if we assume that the definition is either at the start and is okay, or at the end and is conservative, then where would that fit in? If we think that Pacino is Al, it's not going to go over here. It's going to go on the left. And can we think of a word that means okay, therefore, if Pacino is the start of the word, fodder, the wordplay, to mean okay? Well, I'm thinking that if you're conservative, you're on the right wing, so all right means okay. Just a church fete. This is slightly different in that there's no wordplay, so to speak. It's a double definition. If you've got very short clues, often they are just 2 definitions together. So if something is just, it is fair, and a church fete could be a fair. This long one here, I'm thinking with that ending we've got ing. Miscalculating, nursemaid, getting confused. The fact you don't have a G on the end of getting makes me think that that's going to be anagram fodder. We've got the word confused there, which is an anagram indicator in a lot of cases. So probably we're looking at something that means miscalculating. And this fodder, it can be anagrammed to nursemaid getting, or getting, sorry. So given that there's a U, I'm thinking underestimating. UNDERESTIM. Yeah, that feels right, doesn't it? Ooh. Underestimating. Again, we've got a long one here which has some letters. Initially, any region extending around land. That feels good as a surface reading. It makes sense as a sentence. So, and also, this is a slightly different one again, in that kind of the whole clue is the definition, although not quite, and certainly all of the clue is wordplay. So the word initially here, if we start taking the first letters of something, actually in this case, I think land is arguably the definition, although region extending around land could also be. Okay, so let's say land is the definition. The word initially here, we're going to start taking the first letters of words. We've already got this R in here, indicating that I think we can start with that A-R-E-A, which is area or land. Test the irate characters, deprived of their will, writer. Test the irate characters. I notice that test the is 7 letters. Irate characters could be an anagram indicator. Just the type. I'm going to leave that alone for a minute. Just the type to classify. Classifying something, you take like genus, class, just, only. If something is just one pencil, only one pencil. Doesn't feel right. I can't make that work with type to classify. Also, I've clearly abandoned using crossing letters there. Qubit is 7 letters long, mixed up, anagram indicator. Cookie. Biscuit is a cookie and is, and is an anagram of qubit is. Just soul? No, not sure. Had that T again. Let's take that one out. Deprived of their will. Disturbed lobster who needed support. Okay, so again, I think disturbed could be an anagram indicator. Lobster word is 7 letters, could be our anagram fodder. And what if we put in bolster, meaning support? Grip, ostensibly holding a rejoinder. Grip something ostensibly. Oh, I'm not sure. I've just realized we've got 3 letters over here. Let's try this one. Oscar lets in. Oscar lets in a brazen woman. Oscar lets in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lets in a 7 letters, but this doesn't feel like it works. Given the letters that we've got here, I kind of want brazen woman. I think this is quite synonymous to be harlot, but Oscar, not sure. At last, am in a position of lasting strength. Okay. I was thinking this was an anagram for an anagram somewhere. So lasting strength. But I don't think lasting strength is going to be stamina. But I don't think it actually is an anagram. This is a hidden. We've got STAMINA all in there. Oscar. A brazen woman. Shallot. I'm not sure. We've got a long one here. Let's have a look. See. Crazy. Could be an anagram indicator. Con. Damns. Demonic. Deputy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That is 15 letters. So, okay, so we've got 7 letters at the end. Given a C, an M, and an A, I would imagine that is command. And presumably then, that is going to be second in command, which will be fit our anagram. Assent without as. Take the word as out of assent, giving sent. Assents without as much as 1% of decimal currency. Yeah, so in America, 1% of their currency, their dollar, is a cent. Versatile worker. So he's not a master of a craft. So that's kind of a double definition, I think. A versatile worker is a jack of all trades. And the saying is a jack of all trades but a master of none, which very much fits that. Maybe it's not too double definition, and maybe it's more of a cryptic clue where there's only really one answer because the clue is so well worded. Protests about articles. If you protest, you object. An object is an article, so articles would be objects. Make a remark about note. Observe. If you note something, you observe it. And if you make a remark, then you're making an observation. So that feels sensible. There's space for more to back up. No, more is an outdated word, isn't it? But in here, back up, if we back up the word more, so R-O-O-M, gives us room. Relation loses his head with joy. So I've got a very happy family member. This has nothing to do with a happy family member. So relation, take off the head. We've got elation, meaning joy. Point out a piebald horse. So I'm thinking it's an anagram of point, out being the anagram indicator, point being 5 letters. A piebald horse. There's only limited things it can be, right? Like a pinto could be a name for a piebald horse. It's the name of a car in a car, isn't it? It could be. Yes, that was right. That is one good thing about cryptic crosswords, actually. Like you don't need to know what the word means to get it. Just the type to classify. Oh. If someone is just the type, then they are a sort. If they're a good type, they're a good sort. And if you classify something, you sort it. Okay. Grip, ostensibly holding a rejoinder. Still not saying it. See if we now we've got some extra letters on this. Let's see if we can do this. Test the irate characters of their will. Writer. Okay, I think I see it. Oh, yeah, yes, that's very clever. Test the irate characters deprived of their will, writer. The definition here is will writer. And again, if we deprive the phrase test the irate of the word there, then test, take out the T, the H, the E, the I, the R, a testate. I did not know that a will writer was called a testate, but if someone dies without a will, then they die interstate, don't they? Which means without a will. Grip, ostensibly holding a rejoinder. Oh, okay. The word holding here is indicating that there's a hidden word in grip, ostensibly. We've got the R at the front, so we can see that that's a riposte, which does mean rejoinder. Papal confusion is bound to horrify. Very topical at the moment. I've got a new pope not yet quite being elected. We are in between popes, but papal anagram, because the word confusion anagram indicator, a pool. Ooh, only got 3 left, and I think we've tried and struggled with each of these. Take paces from past. If fences become rigid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take paces. Okay. So the word rigid, given the letters we've got here, is going to be stiffen. And actually, we've got the word stiffen in this 3 words, past if fences, but it's not actually a hidden. We're taking the word paces away from that phrase. So P and A at the start and CES at the end. So while it presents in some respects as a hidden, it's not. What a day might seem like for a dog who's lost in his tail. For a dog. Okay, this is a really weird one in some respects. So the word interminable, I think, is our definition. So if a dog has lost his tail, then that dog has no, the tail is his end, his rear end. That dog is endless. And interminable means endless. I actually think that the bit at the start here, what a day might seem like, is kind of superfluous. But anyway, okay, Oscar. Oscar let's. Oh, Oscar let's. I was looking at Oscar and thinking, does that mean the letter O? But it doesn't. Um, the positioning of the words here is a little bit tricky. We've got a word inside Oscar let's. We've got the S at the start. We've got the A, the L, the T. We can see there that we've got scarlet, and a scarlet woman is a brazen woman. So that gives us our answer. 23 minutes, which I don't think is going to put us in particularly good stead, but we've been talking through it, so please forgive me for that. Okay, if you enjoyed the video, then feel free to like or subscribe, and see you again next time.